All praises to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashai, Bahashem, Ruach. Double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone who do rule well. And much love, much blessings. Peace to you, sincere brothers who push this truth week in and week out. Y'all brothers, keep your head up, stay strong, man. We almost to the kingdom. We almost home. And yeah. I started out with Jeremiah 28:8 before I even play this video. Let's see. Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilences. And what's going on in the news right now? Big pestilence with this coronavirus thing, man. Which a lot of y'all probably don't know. The coronavirus was created in the laboratory, man. In a laboratory in North America, Canada, which Canada is a part of North America, man. And if you got any type of sense, you shouldn't be shocked by that, because you know all these different pandemics and epidemics, all these viruses and cancer spread around the world, is the source is the so-called white man. They all come from the so-called white man. Either he made it in the laboratory or he spread it being a damn sexual deviant or just being a nasty race of people. You know? So the coronavirus was made in a laboratory in Canada, man. And I'm about to play the video to prove it, man. And hey, so-called white man, so-called white woman, so-called white child, you Edomites, this is why we call you the devil, man. And what's our job to do? Prophesy against great wicked kingdoms of war, evil, and pestilences. And that's America in a nutshell. Country of war, warmongering, pure evils, and diseases, pestilences, man. Let's go.
The Morning Post story, coronavirus fears of economic contagion grow as cities turn into ghost towns. It's now affecting the Chinese economy. And another one from South China Morning Post. China coronavirus could hit Beijing's ability to meet U.S. trade war deal import demands.
The trade war is a second priority now. Most people in China are trying to figure out how to stay healthy.
And I think this virus that Esau released upon these Chinese people, I think it got something to do with this trade war too also, because America can't win no damn trade war against China, man. Everything in America is made in China. That tells it all, man. So let's go.
Their country itself.
But in this deal that President Trump signed with China, with Xi Jinping, China made commitments,
yes,
right, of what it would do and the deadlines it would meet. And so they're not sure now that they can meet those deadlines and fulfill the terms of the trade deal. So it does have an effect. It's starting to, within a week, this thing's starting to affect the world economy.
Now it's starting to affect us, affect U.S. farmers. And so,
Edward, there has been a lot of internet discussion that possibly the coronavirus came from a Canadian laboratory. Have you seen these stories?
I have, and myself, I'm trying to make sense of this. What the facts of this is there is a very well-known, arguably one of the best in her field. There's a virologist that was working in Canada as essentially a scientist in this field with grad students. This individual was actually arrested along with her grad students, and it was after basically 21 vials of this coronavirus, one originating from bats, a novel coronavirus, was smuggled to China. Now, it was smuggled actually to a city that has become, in the vernacular here, and everyone knows the city's Wuhan. There's actually a level 4 containment biological weapons facility in Wuhan. It's about 25 miles from the epicenter of the alleged first case in Wuhan. And what I suppose what the internet has been speculating here, and honestly, I'll give them leeway to say it's rightfully being questioned, is what in the world were they doing moving this there? And secondly, why was this same lab posting a job hiring notice in November of last year for a scientist who could work with bats on the novel coronavirus in a way that would be a virus that wouldn't be able to be detected right away? Very similar to what we're actually seeing in the current coronavirus.
I've seen this same story over 20-some years, Doc. I've seen this over and over. And I'm not going to say a deliberate release, because sometimes I think these things could be accidental.
Right.
Sometimes they're sabotage. Somebody in the lab does it on purpose for whatever reason. Sometimes it's sloppy, careless work in the lab. Somebody leaves the lab.
It ain't sloppy. It's not careless. It's done all purposely. This devil has agendas, man. Remember the Georgia Guidestones, where it gives you a rundown on how these devils want to depopulate the earth, man. From 7 billion, so from roughly 7 billion to down to like what? I think they said 500 million. That's a lot of death, man. So this is all going into that, man. It ain't no accident, man. Don't let these devils fool you. And this is Luke 21:9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, and be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. And what times are we in? A time of war. They finna go. I bet this gonna lead to war with China, man. It was the war with everything. All the actions, the interactions between America and China was already leading up to World War III. But this is just gonna help push it, man. Which I would like to say all praises to YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI for that. And then we on the brink of war with Iran. Matter of fact, you might as well say we already at war with Iran, but it just ain't a hot war yet. And the big dogs ain't stepped in yet. The big dog allies of Iran. The Russians and the Chinas, you know? So I'm going to continue on. So we in the time of this, man. We in the last days, man, for real. We at the end of Esau's era. Let's say. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Nationality against nationality. You know how thick the racial tensions is between the so-called black man and the so-called white man. The so-called white man and the so-called Latino man. Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and whatnot. We're in those times. Nationality against nationality and kingdom against kingdom. America against all these other kingdoms, man. Even your allies is going to nuke your ass, man. Let's go. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. It said pestilence and fearful sights from heaven. But right now we're focusing on what? Pestilences, man. And this devil is responsible for most of the pestilences on this planet, man. You can look it up. AIDS was created in a damn laboratory. The Ebola virus was created in a laboratory, man. By who? So-called white people. I'm starting to think, like they came out with a study saying that they think the bubonic plague outbreak that happened in the Dark Ages, towards the end of the Dark Ages, around the time of the Renaissance era, they saying that might have been caused by men. And that's been the time when Esau and they was coming out of the cages and coming into power, man. Coming back into power in Europe. So they probably made that goddamn disease. They try to blame it on rats, but, you know, Esau, he is a rat, you know. But they probably did. I bet they was behind that too, man. You know, the damn masters of disaster, man. Let's go.
Accidentally, right? Look, I can remember way back early. I was trying to think, 1999, 2000. Great Britain had a hoof and mouth outbreak.
Was that from Porton Downs? Where they had
It came from Porton Downs.
Oh, the infamous Porton Downs, the same spot that had the Novichok antidote.
It sure
right
did.
on hand.
It sure did. Yeah. And, you know, that was a big crisis in Great Britain 20 years ago. But it was traced back to there were vials of hoof-and-mouth disease virus that disappeared out of Porton Down. I've seen this over and over the years. So I'm not ruling this out. There is a connection to Canada, that there was a Canadian lab that was transferring vials of coronavirus to the lab in Wuhan.
Yes.
Why are these laboratories? I've asked this for 20-some years.
You know, why do you have it in major population centers?
Well, here in America, Atlanta.
Why are you trading deadly viruses Why can this lab say, hey, send me some smallpox, and this lab said, send me, I need a vial of this disease. And it's just going back and forth, and it's like FedEx is delivering deadly viruses.
That's a good question. Who delivers that? Do you hire a special courier for that? And when you hire the courier, do you tell them, by the way, what you got hauling around in the cooler there, it could kill 1 billion people, so be really careful with it.
Well, you think about this. We don't treat nuclear.
Like it is being transported by profit-making corporations. They're just transporting a product.
We don't treat nuclear weapons like this, or at least publicly. There's an assurance that the countries that have nuclear weapons, that they are handling these with care and not giving them to rogue nations. Why are biological weapons treated so flippantly? In this case, if this is a weaponized version of coronavirus, something far worse potentially than even the SARS outbreak, this, in a sense, could be multiplied to a level that we don't even imagine, because it's a military-grade virus.
And it at least raises the question. So you had a level 4 lab in Wuhan, and they had received the novel coronavirus in the past. At least it begs the question, could it have been released accidentally? Could it have been released because somebody had some sort of ill will to gain from it? Or maybe it was a deliberate release. And who would benefit from a deliberate release? There are several different players that could benefit from a deliberate release. I don't like to even think in those terms. That's thinking in the devil's mindset.
In biblical times, they didn't have laboratories.
Right.
And viruses appeared.
That's right.
Appeared. And judgment was brought down on nations. Let's take some time.
And that's what this is, a judgment being brought down upon a nation through Esau Edom, man, the left hand of the Most High, the devil himself. But these devils ain't changed since the old smallpox and the blanket thing that they used to do to the Native Americans, man. They used biological warfare on those people. Those were our brothers and sisters, man. Those are Israelites from the tribe of Gad. These devils ain't changed, man. They can't change. Can a leopard change his spots? That's a question in the Bible, nigga. Can a leopard change his spots? Can a shark change his nature? Can ants change their nature? No, the Most High created the white man to be the devil. They'll never change. They got to be destroyed off this planet. And the Most High going to do it too, man. So I'm going to leave it off with this. Psalms 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High, this is just truth, man. You in this truth, that's the secret place of the Most High, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge. So the man in this truth, we protect it. We protect it, man. So let's go. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. My power, in Him will I trust. So trust YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI, man. Not the world. Tell you on. Surely He shall deliver me from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. Woo! That includes the missiles too, the noisome pestilence. Because when the missiles drop, they're going to make sonic booms. Boom, 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 boom. Blowing eardrums out from miles and miles and miles away, man. He going to protect us from the noisome pestilence. He going to protect us from this World War III, man. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and from these different pestilences that the so-called white man is releasing into the air, man. I don't think they're doing no more test runs no more, nigga. They letting this shit loose. They didn't did enough test runs. So let's go. He shall cover me with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. And that's what the man of the Most High be rocking with, this truth. And it's been shielding us ever since we've been rocking with it, man. And it's going to continue to shield us in these last days, man. That armor of light, which is knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of this holy Bible, man. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence these different plagues, pandemics, the coronaviruses, the Ebolas, the AIDS, all these STD, all this madness, man. And the things that this devil haven't even released yet, but he gonna release. We ain't gonna be afraid of that. It said, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. You see, that's what we coming to right here. It said 1,000 shall fall at thy side. This scripture, this chapter is for the elect, man. It said 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. You elect, that's what it's gonna be like, man. You know, they make a lot of movies, like brothers reference all the time, the Book of Eli's or whatnot, and other movies. The I Am Legends, where you had a man in the movie, and he was surviving through all these different release of diseases and chemicals and shit in the earth, and he's surviving in these last days, like the Book of Eli, when he had the truth, he had the word. You know, so let's see. No, we ain't gonna die at the end of the movie, man. Even if some of us get killed in these last days, we still will be back. If you elect, man, you're gonna be back, man. That's in the Bible. You coming back on the chariots with the Lord and the angels. Let's see, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eye shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. Read that again. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. So we finna see this devil judge himself. Because this devil, these so-called white people, the higher up ones, the ones who are in power, they know that they're the Edomites. They know that they're Esau. They know that they're the descendants of Cain, the brother of Abel. I know about that. So they going all out. Nigga. They say, nigga, we going down. They know they going down. They say, nigga, we going down. We taking the whole world with us. We releasing all kind of shit into the earth. We got nuclear missiles. Nigga. We let these all of us gonna die. Including our Edomite asses. You know? They know they going down. That's why they doing things that harm themselves, their own children, their own family members. They poison the water. They know they got to drink water. They poison the air. They know they got to drink. Breathe in air. They don't give a damn, man, because they know they gonna be annihilated when it come to this. When it come down to it, man. Let's see. But we gonna see the reward of the wicked. We gonna see them fall, man, and we gonna stand over their ass, man. And that's thus saith the Bible. So let's go. Because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwellings. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. Thou shalt tread upon the lion and the adder and the young lion and the dragon thou shalt trample under foot, because he has set his love upon thee, upon me. Therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he had known my name. So this is the Most High saying he going to deliver us because we set our love upon him. Where everybody else want to do what the fuck they want to do. You know? He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With a long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation. So that's what we got to look forward to. The kingdom of heaven, man, which will be on earth. The kingdom of heaven will be on earth. But first, the earth got to get that reset button pressed, man. How is that going to happen? By way of World War III, when the new thermonuclear missiles drop all over the damn place. The Messiah make his return. And you damn nations, all of you, especially the so-called white man who is Esau, Edom in the Bible, your ass is going to slavery and build our kingdom. That's in the Bible. That's going to happen. And we believe that. And this devil knows it's going to happen. You know? That's why they doing what they doing. I'd like to say all praises to YAHAWAH YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, Shalom to the hopeful elect, Kwam Yasha'Allah, Abad Babal.